Hello, and welcome to Pressing Buttons. I'm Hugo.
I'm Nick.
Another great week, another great episode coming at you. We are back from hiatus. Happy holidays to those that observed some wonderful Thanksgiving chicken eating and turkey eating.
Chicken eating? What the fuck, dude?
Not everybody eats turkey. Chicken eating, turkey eating, pork eating, whatever you observe.
It's turkey, dude.
Vegetable
Dude,
eating.
you can have other stuff, but turkey's the main event.
Sometimes too much white meat is kind of bland.
Story of my life.
But we are back. Just a quick heads up. We will be doing the Game Awards on Thursday, December 7th. Make sure you guys join us on our Twitch, Pressing Buttons Podcast. Or Pressing Buttons GG, I think. I'd have to figure out what our Twitch name is. We have so many. We'll link up. Make sure you go to our website, pressingbuttons.gg. You can get the link to our Twitch channel, but we'll make sure we put the link up in our Discord, which you can also get through our website, so you guys can join us. We will be starting the show at 7:30 during the pre-show. We want to do some Game Awards bingo, so we're going to create the bingo card right before the award starts, so make sure you guys join us. You guys can help us with the bingo. Also, if you hear some
Brainstorm the squares.
Yeah. Sorry by the way if you hear some like bells and stuff. My new cat, which hopefully I can show you guys by the end of the show, is playing with some mouse thing over there that has a bell on it, so sorry. And then we'll also be doing a drinking game, but we will not be saying it's a drinking game because it's Twitch, so we don't want to get banned. Every time Baldur's Gate wins something, we're going to be taking a shot, so hopefully they don't win a lot. But Nick thinks we're going to be drinking a lot.
That's going to be a rough following morning.
Yeah. And then
do we know what's the shot?
Whatever you have. I mean, I have some Bullet and some Brugal and actually some tequila in here. But if you want to get something specific, we could get some specific.
Let me have a think on whether it's grab bag or something specific.
And then the last thing is we will be wearing our Halloween costumes. I know, unfortunately, we did not do our Halloween episode this year. Nick had a baby, so we weren't able to do it around that time. But we did have the costumes, and we were super excited about wearing them. And what better time than, on a live stream? So we're going to be super excited about that. They're good costumes. I feel like you guys are going to like them.
Have you tried yours on yet?
No.
Okay.
Have you tried yours?
No. Okay. I thought you were the type of person that as soon as you got it, you were going to try it home or try it on when you got
home. I feel like I want to be as surprised as the people who are going to watch me, because if it doesn't fit really well, it's like fuck it. It's either going to fit really well and I'll look fine, or it's not going to fit and I'll look ridiculous. So,
like, if we're doing it remotely, I think it'll be fine because you're not going to be able to like see the whole thing. If we're doing it on camera, I think it might have been a little bit questionable whether that costume is going to fit you. Yeah,
but I do want to take like we did last year, on our Instagram account, which we sometimes put stuff up. I know we're pretty bad at it. Last year we did take a nice picture of our Donkey Kong and Yoshi costume. So this year I was gonna get a full shot of myself and also have your lovely wife get a shot of you, so we could upload it to our socials of our ridiculousness. That's how we get engagement. So so look forward to that. Please join us on Thursday at the Game Awards, 7:30 Eastern time. We will be sending the link on Discord, so you guys can join us. So please join us. It'll be some good times, some good drinking times. So see you there. That's the only PSA we have. Let's get right on to the news. First big news we want to talk about is Epic. So this week, Epic announced some 3 new live service game experiences that will be launching at the end of the week. Pretty excited, and this on the heels of Chapter 5, the new Chapter 5 season coming up, which will have Peter Griffin and Solid Snake. As far as the live service experiences, we have Lego Fortnite, which is a new survival crafting game combining the world of Fortnite and Lego. We have Rocket Racing, which is an arcade racer made by the developers of Rocket League, Psyonix. And then we also have a Fortnite Festival, which is a new music kind of game made with Harmonix, who were the creators of Rock Band, and that will be all this week. So pretty exciting stuff. Let's analyze first Lego Fortnite, which will be releasing December 7th. This is kind of, first of all, these 3 experiences did come kind of out of the blue in terms of surprisingly being released this week, and also we hadn't heard anything about it, but the way I guess Epic works, they just they have stuff ready and they just ship them out. Now, we did talk about it last year in April. Fortnite and Lego did announce a partnership, obviously, with the popularity of something like Roblox. Lego wanted to kind of get into the space of video games, even though they have the Star Wars games and all those other Lego games. They wanted something that could be, 1, live service, and 2, it could have a multiplayer and have the capability for a lot of users. So obviously they came out with Lego Fortnite, which kind of looks like it'll have the aesthetics of Minecraft. Looks to be pretty enjoyable. It'll also have some building a la Fortnite. It's going to have a bunch of Fortnite skins. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but recently Epic started kind of age restricting a lot of their Fortnite skins, because obviously with this new world they're in, they want to make sure that the skins are age appropriate for all ages. So for the brief teaser that we saw, it does look pretty fun. Obviously bringing Lego into kind of the world and the whole purpose of Lego being building. It's a pretty interesting take. I know this kind of just got announced out of the blue. What are your thoughts on it?
There's a lot to unpack here. I think first with the new chapters of Fortnite, I think Peter Griffin's getting all the headlines just because I think Family Guy has a pretty big, strong following. And I actually didn't even, like, you right before we started recording, you mentioned, you're like, hey, like you're pumped that Snake's gonna be in Fortnite. I'm like, what? Like, what Snake? Like, what? Because I didn't even I couldn't even believe that it would
Solid Snake did not
Snake.
register. Just there's gonna be one Snake.
yeah. I was like, what Snake? So that's pretty exciting. And yeah, I think it was maybe like a couple updates ago. I was kind of like tuned out of Fortnite. Just I think whatever they were doing at that time.
Last season was not very enjoyable for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah. And so I kind of tuned out of it. I think this update looks pretty cool. So I think I'm definitely going to check out the new season, figure out how to get my snake skin, which is a fun thing to say. So that looks good. In terms of the new games, yeah, they look pretty fun. I think one thing is I'm going to start a game studio, or I should say, if I start a game studio, the last 4 letters of that studio are going to be ONIX, so that I can guarantee that it gets acquired by Epic Games at a juicy valuation.
That's a good business strategy.
Yeah. You got Harmonix and Psyonix. But I think it's interesting to see like what the grand plan of why did Epic Games acquire these studios? Because I think up until this point it was really Psyonix has a big game, Rocket League. Harmonix has a history of creating like some of the best rhythm games. So it's like I don't think they just acquired those studios just to get the existing games that they've done, that are currently on the market. So I think this is kind of our first glimpse of like what that strategy is with acquiring those developers. And it's also interesting that it's basically all kind of done under the Fortnite umbrella. So I think this is maybe a step into that whole like metaverse strategy that Epic Games has been I think pushing for a couple of years now. I think they showed like a couple minutes trailer for each of these game modes. Like it looks like I'll check them all out. I don't think like maybe Lego Fortnite isn't like I'm not necessarily the target market for that, but with a newborn and assuming that they're going to be playing these types of games in the coming years. Like I might just start trying to check it out just out of curiosity for what I think a lot of kids are going to be playing in the near term. And yeah, I'm always down for a racing game, and I'm always down for rhythm games. So pretty cool announcement.
It's very interesting too, because the rocket racing, which is the kart racing one, that one's going to use some of the products, I think some of the skins, but it's going to be definitely arcadey. You could say it's probably going to be something akin to Mario Kart, so that's going to be pretty interesting with the characters and what they do with it. And obviously Psyonix with Rocket League, they're very popular with that. The way the game is developed is a pretty fun arcadey game of car soccer. And then you also have the music, which they made an emphasis to mention that the music is going to be a big part of it. Obviously, the tracks that they have in Rocket League are pretty stellar. And then you have Fortnite Festival. We're known for the last couple of years, even since Fortnite really started, and they started doing these big events, these season-ending events and stuff like that. That they have had the concerts within the game, which are pretty popular. Recently, to end the last season, they just had Eminem as well, and then to start off this Fortnite Festival game this weekend on December 9th. It'll start off with The Weeknd, the artist, actually doing a concert there. And that is also going to have some seasons and stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty interesting going forward to see how it goes. Obviously, these being new experiences, you don't know exactly what they're going to be, but like you said, with Epic kind of going for the metaverse, this is definitely a big step forward. It's something different than what other companies are trying to do, much like Meta. What they were trying to do was kind of do this in-universe of avatars, whereas this, it being like game experiences. I think it's definitely a different approach, and I think it has more of a chance to work than any of the other experiences. So I'm kind of excited. Just at least to check it out, especially because they're free experiences, and that's the easiest way to get a consumer in, is to offer them something for free and then sell them the parts. So December 7th will be the Lego Fortnite availability, December 8th will be the Rocket Racing, and December 9th will be the Fortnite Festival. So super excited to see what that holds, and we'll definitely see more at the Game Awards. I know Epic is kind of partnering up with them to reveal some stuff, so I'm pretty sure they're going to have a big presence there. And excited for for chapter 5 of Fortnite. Obviously, like you said, a lot of people super excited for Peter Griffin, but Solid Snake is where it's at. And the rumors that there might be some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in there is also a big plus. So you'll see us this season. Last season we kind of tuned out of it.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag, which was, I thought, so bizarre because I've been kind of going in and out of Fortnite for many years, and I think everything leading up to the last season I thought was like so good, and I was playing the game like a lot, and spending more money, which I'm sure Epic appreciates. So, but yeah, I was glad to see this update. There's a lot to be excited about. I'm probably going to check out everything, and then I just pray that their servers actually can handle the load. They couldn't. What was that, yesterday? Yeah,
yesterday
night,
with
right?
well, this morning, honestly. Last night with the big update, and then this morning, because they just had the event last night.
It was the Eminem thing, right?
The Eminem event, they did it twice in the afternoon, and then at night they did it again, and that's when the servers kind of crashed.
Yeah, dude, I was trying to play Alan Wake 2. The only way I can play it on PC is through the Epic Game Store. Couldn't log into the game store to play the game that I own.
Yeah, that's the big worry whenever you have these big...
It's just a big fail.
Yeah, whenever you have these big releases, you always worry that, something like this will happen where the servers won't be able to handle the boost of people, and it didn't. So hopefully for these experiences, when they release next weekend, they're able to bear the load.
Never happened on Steam.
I mean, what, 20-25 years of Steam versus 5-10 years of Epic? I don't know the time frame on that, but something like that. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on this, and we always like playing these type of experiences. We always do, well, the guys at least always do Rocket League during game night, and then Nick and I and the guys play some Fortnite. So these are definitely experiences that I feel like it's good for groups and it's good for us. So we'll at least check them out, and they're free. All right, next big news we want to talk about is Dragon's Dogma 2. For those unaware, Dragon's Dogma was a big action adventure RPG released, I want to say in 2013, so about 10 years ago. Developed by Capcom, published by Capcom. It was an open world type. It was very interesting because it introduced the pawn system, which is your NPC characters that you played with who were very reactive, and actually a good NPC system where they were actually, you were able to use them. They weren't like crap NPCs. So Capcom recently just did a developer diary about the game. They announced the release date, which will be March 2024. They showed off some gameplay, some new monsters in there, some new classes. Looked very, very good. I know we were looking forward to this in terms of it being a big open world action game slash RPG with mythical monsters and all that stuff, but we were super excited because we thought that it was going to be multiplayer, and unfortunately they kind of rained on our parade, and there is no multiplayer in this game. The pawn system does return, and from what they say, it is a much better improved on what it was already, so that's pretty interesting. A little bit disappointed that it will not have multiplayer, because I feel like this is one of those where it would be really enjoyable to play in groups, and much easier, I would say, than something like Baldur's Gate, where you can also play in groups, but you definitely got to make more decisions, and that kind of kills the time that you have to play it. But I'm excited for it. The game looked really good, at least what they showed off of it, in terms of the people playing some of it, and the graphics of it, the monsters of it. I know it kind of gave me some Monster Hunter vibes as well, with you riding the beasts and kind of scaling them and doing all that stuff. So it looked pretty interesting. What did you think? I know you, like you said, you were super excited because you thought it was going to be multiplayer, and it's not. But what are your thoughts now that you know what it's offering?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe we were disappointed it's not going to be multiplayer, but I'm sure the game will still be great. It's just because it wasn't quite what we thought it was going to be. I think when they just started announcing that they were doing another one, I think a lot of people jumped to that conclusion that it was going to be some sort of online cooperative experience. So, but I think it could still be a ton of fun. I thought the trailer looked fantastic. Really, it's just I'm like, Q1 of next year is insane. Is it? I think you said March or
yes,
April?
March. It's definitely stacking up to be a good at least beginning of the year.
And that was new information, right? I don't think we knew the release date.
No, we were tracking maybe in the summer.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I'm very thankful, but it's just like,
I mean, what
Q1 is insane.
You got what? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You got Suicide Squad in February.
Infinite Wealth. Am I ever gonna stop playing that game?
Yeah, Infinite Wealth. Then you have this.
Yeah. But so I thought it looked good. I'm probably gonna get it. But of course, I'll wait until there's more gameplay impressions. That's just based off the trailer. Did you see any of the? I think you said you saw some of the other like people playing the game. I think there was like a longer.
Yeah, they had after the developer video, they had some community managers from their team play a build of the game. It looked pretty fun. They were enjoying themselves. Definitely, the game mechanics are sharper. Obviously, the original being a 10-year-old game, there's definitely a lot of improvements. So that's definitely a welcome. And it looked great. I think that's one of the things, especially for somebody like me and you who have been itching we want a new Monster Hunter, and the anniversary, I believe it's the 25th anniversary, is sometime next year, so at least this will hold over if there's any rumors of any new Monster Hunter. But the game itself, especially since it was a bit of a cult classic 10 years ago, at least now, how well it did and how much people liked it and how well received it was and the mechanics and the story and all that stuff. At least with part two, I feel like it'll definitely get a bigger crowd.
Did you end up beating the first one?
No, I played some of it, but yeah, I was mostly playing it on my Steam Deck, which I did enjoy, but it's definitely a different experience, especially because you have to do so many things. It's kind of hard to kind of experience it on a portable device, so I kind of put it off, but I do want to get back into it, preferably on my PC directly instead of trying to handle it portable. I feel like portable is not a good experience when you're trying to do a lot of things.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, this was several years back, but I did play it on PC, and I maybe put like a few hours into it, and I'm like, okay, this is cool, but for whatever reason, I just got like sidetracked and didn't go deeper into it. But and I think the reason I got it is, I think it's like it is kind of this like cult classic thing, but I think a lot of people, if you like Souls games, I think people, not that it's like necessarily exactly a Souls game, but I think there's like enough overlap where they're like, oh yeah, if you like Souls games and you're looking for something more, check this game out too. So I think that's where I kind of fell into it and wanted to check it out. And the game's like $5, or it's like super,
yeah. I think I got it for like $5 or $6.
It's like super cheap. So yeah, I gave it a quick spin. And I'm like, okay, I could see like this would be cool. But yeah, that was like a decade ago, and I think today's Capcom is a very different beast. So the new game I think looks pretty remarkable. So I'll be excited to play it.
Yeah, so we'll definitely keep our eye on it. It's definitely like you said, it's a stacked at least first quarter of 2024. So we'll see what makes it through. Hopefully next year is just as good as this year in terms of video games. All right, and the next bit of news we wanted to talk about is the Fallout TV show. Obviously, we've seen with the last couple of months and years the quality of TV shows and movies that have been produced that have been adapted from games. Obviously, with The Last of Us being a big hit out of that, and then you have the movies, Mario movie. What else? I'm kind of drawing a blank right now, but good movies, basically good adaptations. And then the future, we're getting a lot more, especially with like the Zelda movie. Amazon just released a trailer for the new Fallout show, which is being co-developed and produced by Jonathan Nolan, who if you don't know, produced and directed Westworld, and also did some writing for Batman, and whose brother is Christopher Nolan. And it's also being kind of developed and produced by Todd Howard, obviously the creator of Fallout. Well, not the creator. I don't know if he's the creator of Fallout.
I was going to say, he's not the creator of Fallout.
Yeah, I misspoke on that. He has a lot to do with Fallout.
I think even that's a stretch.
Or Bethesda at least.
Yeah.
But the new trailer just premiered. It stars the major star of it is Walter Goggins. He plays a ghoul. We love Walter Goggins from The Righteous Gemstones and Vice Principals, and I like him from Justified. I think he's a great character there. He's a great actor. But watching this 2.5 minute trailer, it looked really good. I've never been a big fan of the Skyrim and Fallout games in terms of how they play. I do like the lore of it and the world of it. I think they're great, and I think it really does come across in this trailer, at least, how well they adapted what the world is of Fallout into the TV show. And it is canon within the game universe. It is kind of taking place from what Todd Howard said. They will be kind of converging stories. It's going to be a little bit of kind of a side quest. You're going to have one main person who's going to be like a vault dweller who's out and has to do something. Then you're going to have somebody from the Brotherhood of Steel, and then you have the ghoul Walter Goggins. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Like I said, it looks really, really good. Obviously, they're putting a lot more money into these TV productions of video games to make them look good. But I think it kind of you know, for some like Fallout, you have to nail it because Fallout is like dark humor. It is about nuclear catastrophe, but also kind of surviving in it. I think from what I saw from the trailer, I think they kind of nailed it. What do you think of the trailer when you saw it? Are you a big Fallout fan? I don't know. I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Yeah, like I've dabbled with the earlier, like the original, you know, like Fallout 1 and 2 on PC. I don't think I got very far in them because I didn't play them like when they came out, but it was, you know, it was years later, and I don't think those games age particularly well from like a gameplay perspective. But I have played those, and then yeah, with Bethesda's, you know, Fallout 3 and New Vegas. So I've beaten Fallout 3, I've beaten New Vegas, I've beaten Fallout 4. So I'm pretty familiar, and you know, enjoy the series for sure. Yeah, I think it is like, it's apocalyptic, but it has this like, yeah, kind of dark humor to it, and I do think they capture that pretty well in this trailer. And yeah, just overall, I thought it looked really good, and hoping that it kind of continues the trend of fantastic games adaptations. My hope is, I don't know, and again, I don't know exactly how involved Todd Howard is with the Fallout games or, you know, the show, but I think it's good that they continue to include the game side into the adaptation side, which I think is something that they did with The Last of Us. I think Neil Druckmann was like very involved with that. I don't know if Todd Howard's at that level, but point being is, I think you'll see successful adaptations are those that actually incorporate the, you know, either like the ideas or like the core concepts of the game themselves, or even like the people that create the games. I think that's going to be like a good formula for success. So it's good to see that. And yeah, and I think that it's like the same studio. I don't know if this is like actually true. I think they're just talking about Amazon broadly, but it said something about like same studio as like The Boys.
Yeah, I think it's just them talking about Amazon broadly. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know if like under the hood from like an actual production studio perspective there was some shared DNA there, but yeah, I think I'm a big fan of The Boys. And you know, like maybe a couple other Amazon shows. So like I feel like Amazon has gotten better with pulling these things together. So yeah, so I'm optimistic on this one. I think when you asked me, I think you were like, "Oh yeah, you saw the Fallout trailer, right?" And I'm like, "No, I saw the headline come through, and I just didn't click on it because I think I'm still just like kind of on this like Bethesda like post Starfield, like just whatever." Like I was just like, whatever. I'm not. But you're like, no, it's good. Like check it out. So I'm happy that show looks good so far.
Well, yeah, and also with, you know, you're also going to have the God of War series that's going to be developed. It's being developed for Amazon, and that one actually does also have Corey Balrog or Barlog. Barlog. I always mess it up. Balrog is from Lord of the Rings. But yeah,
no, and Street Fighter.
Okay, so both. Yeah. But yeah, that one's also being developed. So you do kind of want this to succeed, I would say, even though it does look good. You want them to nail it once it does release, because a lot of this stuff is riding on it. In the future, I feel like it's leaning towards video games. All these video games have great stories to tell, and the better adaptations we have, the more opportunities to tell much more broader and different games we'll have. You know, my dream is to have a Glover TV adaptation. I want to see that. You know, look it up, Glover.
Yeah,
that's a joke. No, I don't want to say Glover.
Bro. I was thinking Like a Dragon.
Oh yeah, Like a Dragon would be
That's a
good.
slam dunk. That's a slam dunk Netflix series, dude.
Like a Dragon would be good. Something like Shadow of Colossus. Imagine something like that. But obviously, the more successes we have with these adaptations, and the more well received they are by the general population, I think just helps the cause. So hopefully this is good, and we get more information soon for the other ones. All right. So that does it for the news of the week. Very short news segment we have, but not a lot of stuff to talk about.
Calm before the storm of the Game Awards.
The Game Awards, the holidays, everything's winding down to pick back up once the new year hits. So we're just going to move on to some closing thoughts. I'll start it off. In terms of TV, I watched Gen V. I know like you said, you're a big fan of The Boys. I'm a big fan of The Boys. I really enjoy the show. Did you see it already?
Gen V?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you had seen the whole
my closing thoughts, so I know you're not paying attention when I do my portion of closing thoughts.
No, I know you talked about it, but I feel like we do our closing thoughts very differently. Where like usually I wait till I watch a whole thing before I talk about it, and I think you talk about it.
Mine was a drip feed every week.
Yeah, I don't care for drip feeds. Yeah. just open the faucet, let me get all the water. Yeah. But yeah, I've watched the whole thing, all 8 or 9 episodes. I really enjoyed it. Much more of the Boys universe. I think it's really well done by Eric Kripke and Amazon Studios over there. I think that they've done a really good job of doing the TV show, making it very modern in terms of what the current events are and all that stuff. And I, like we were discussing earlier, I think it was enjoyable. But to me, it also felt like a little too similar to The Boys. I know they were trying to go for that college aesthetic of like, oh, these are college kids with powers. Let's see what they get into. And for the first couple episodes, I think it was nailing that. And then it kind of just evolved into a kind of big conspiracy thing, superhero kind of thing. I feel like the plot could have been done regularly in the mainline Boys TV show. But I still enjoyed it nonetheless, and I like the connections between this and the main show with the characters, and how some of the plot points will obviously be in the next season of The Boys coming up, which they just released a trailer for that looks really good. So super excited about that. So good show. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you do, especially now that it's all out. And then as far as video games, played Lords of the Fallen. I was looking for something to play, and I was itching for a little bit of a Dark Souls type game. And I know this had been on my radar. I'm glad I didn't get it initially when it released. I do enjoy it, but I don't think it does fulfill that Dark Souls itch. It's very hard to kind of nail down and say what it is, but you kind of know when you're playing a very Dark Souls game. And this one, it's really good. It's got what makes it a Dark Souls game, a Soulsborne, but it's not like a special Soulsborne, I would say. But I'm really enjoying it. The world traversal, the two worlds are really fun to do. It's kind of cool to kind of go back and see what you're missing, or how the world shifts when you go to the dark world and stuff like that. So that's pretty enjoyable. And then the other video game, which we can't say anything about, but we did play Suicide Squad. We got into the alpha and we played it, and that's all we can say about it. Yeah.
We got NDA'd, so
yeah. But when we were not NDA'd, we will share our thoughts. But we played it, and then I wanted to tell everybody who don't know, or who don't know me personally, I got a new cat, and her name is Ash. And if I could find her right now, I would show her on screen, but I can't. I'll have to wait, so make sure you guys tune into the Game Awards. I'll make sure I find her by then, and I can show her at the Game Awards. But it's a cute cat.
There's the Game Awards. There's also the Pets of Pressing Buttons channel in the Discord, right?
Yeah, gotta.
Oh no, it's called Nothing But Fur.
Yeah, I gotta. Oh yeah, because that's my old cat Spooky, who I still love, and Boba, and now Ash. They'll be the Pets of Pressing Buttons. I gotta put some pictures of her up there.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, but I got a nice new little kitten. I've been bombarding all my friends because she's very, very cute and tiny, and not to compare a tiny baby kitten to a human baby, but I think it's a lot of responsibility, man. Like I'm always afraid this baby's gonna die.
No shit, dude.
I don't know why I got a fucking kitten, man. No, I'm kidding. I was meaning to get
Well,
one.
I did. I mean, we did that with a dog. You know, so Boba's almost 3 years old at this point. But
Yeah.
we did the whole puppy thing, which was it was pretty hard.
Yeah.
But we thought that would be like good. We thought that was like a somewhat good proxy. And we knew like having a kid was going to be like harder, but we thought it would be like kind of close.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Like raising a child is like impossible, basically.
Yeah.
Like, but I get it. It's like they're all challenging. So it's going to be, you know, then in your next 6 months you're going to have
Just too many worries, man.
Yeah, a lot of things to worry about.
Well, we had talked about it, and I think the main thing was I've never had a baby kitten. Like I've had puppies, and I've had older kittens. And honestly, the plan was to adopt a cat pretty soon. I was going to do that, but luckily, a friend of mine happened to get across a kitten that somebody was like, "Do you want it?" And he's like, "Well, Hugo would want this kitten," so he basically volunteered me to get a kitten. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. So I never had like a kitten, and you just forget, like, one, they're fucking quiet, so you don't know where the fuck they are, and two, they like hiding in places where it's like you said, it's dark places because they just want to chill and not see any light at all and just sleep. So like I'm losing this thing all the time, and I'm worried that if I find it, it's gonna be dead. It's very morbid, but so far 2 days she's still alive.
All right,
but she's pretty cute, you know.
You need one of those signs that says number of days.
Yeah, I need to put
with no deaths.
It's very morbid.
You're at 2. You're at 2.
It's very morbid. I don't want to come in here one week and be like, "Sad news, guys, my cat is dead."
Yeah.
I need to put like an Apple AirTag on her so I can find her at all times.
Oh yeah,
or
I'm
some
sure
kind
they got a pet version of that.
Yeah, or some kind of beeping device.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's pretty cute. I would get her right now, but I don't know where she's at, and it would take too long. But I will definitely have her for the Game Awards. So make sure you guys tune in when we're co-streaming the Game Awards on Thursday. What do you got?
Not too much. Yeah, I mean, again, we did Suicide Squad, which we can't really talk about, which doesn't make for the most engaging podcast content. So, but you know, once we can talk about it, we'll talk about it. Other than that, it was Alan Wake. I think I'm basically done with the game. I think I maybe have like another hour or so. So, you know, maybe give it another week and we can do our
buttons press. Yeah,
we
our
can
buttons
do our
pressed review.
Buttons pressed review number 2, Alan Wake 2.
I'm excited for this one because I have
a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts on it.
Yeah, I feel like this one, our Spider-Man was like too good. Like we both enjoyed the heck out of it.
The game's incredible, and we both like absolutely loved it. Alan Wake 2 will be more. There'll be some more hot takes with it. But
excited.
I think it's great. Like I think it's great. I'm enjoying myself, but I think there's also a lot. Like I have like a lot of issues with it as well. So that one might make for a more controversial discussion. But
we got some
overall,
takes.
I'm enjoying it. I'm glad the game exists. I think we need more of these games. And then the only other thing, which I think I mentioned while we're talking about Fortnite, is I am annoyed. It was very annoying where I'm like gamer dad mode.
Time is precious.
Time is so precious. Very specific schedule. You know, I think it was like, I can't remember exactly what time it was, but it was like it was game time. Baby's asleep.
The moon is at the right apex.
Epic Game Store's fucking down, and I can't play the game. I was like pissed, dude. So I fired up Baldur's Gate and just kind of dabbled around with one of my characters for a little bit, and then ran some errands and came back and was able to play it for a little bit. So I should have probably beaten the game yesterday, but I couldn't because the store was down and I couldn't access the game.
that's definitely like I feel like one of the worst feelings as a gamer when you have like that designated time where it's like, all right, I'm ready to game, I'm about to get in, and it's like, nope, server's down or some shit, and you can't fucking play at all.
Yeah, I think what's annoying is like the game's completely unrelated. Like it was because of Fortnite. Like, because this happened with Baldur's Gate, right? Like Baldur's Gate had this like snafu where they patched the game, but they ended up needing to take back the patch. And if you were playing in between that period, you like couldn't use your saves anymore. So, but I think that they handled that situation well. But that it was kind of like because it was the reason I couldn't play the game was because of that game.
Some other game that had nothing to do with
it. But yeah, it was fucking Fortnite is why I can't play Alan Wake 2. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, that's why I don't have a lot of.
That's a joke.
That's why I don't have a lot of Epic Game Store games.
I was giving them a free pack because I remember you had some reservations. You were like, "Oh, should I get Alan Wake on PS5 or should I get it on Epic?" And I'm like, it's like, just get it on Epic. It's fine. And now I'm like, fuck that, dude. Like,
well, the question is, how many of these things are gonna have to happen to you before you're like, I will not get an Epic game ever again? Because this happened with Final Fantasy, where you were upset about that.
With Final Fantasy remake. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of that was tied to Epic. I think like the PC port was garbage, so like it would have been garbage on Steam as well. It's just that it got on Epic first. So, but I think the good news is I think from a broader like strategic perspective, I think Epic Game Stores is going to be doing less of these like exclusives just because they're very expensive, and I don't think they're as successful as they were hoping it was. So my hope is this doesn't really happen that much anymore, but it's definitely something to be more mindful of, just because that was kind of the last straw for me. I'm like, fuck this store.
Yeah, do better, Epic Game Store, or we're gonna not play games on you.
Yeah, other than Fortnite and Rocket League. Actually, no, I play Rocket League on Steam, so it's really just Fortnite.
Other than Fortnite, which is they'll be fine with that anyways. That's where they make their money. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, all right. So that's
it.
Yeah, that does it. Don't forget, we will be live streaming, co-streaming the Game Awards on December 7th. We're going to be there at 7:30 Eastern time. We will have our bingo ready. We will have our drinking game ready. We will have our costumes ready, and you guys will be able to see Ash. So if you want to see a cat, a very cute kitten, come and join us. Make sure you guys go to our website, pressingbuttons.gg, where you can get access to all of our social links, and you can get access to our Discord and our Discord community, where we have all the fun. So thanks a lot for joining us, and we will see you at next week's episode. I'm Hugo. Bye.
I'm Nick. Later.